it's Jay again. How you doing? Lucasade, you all alright? Good to see you all. Lucasade! Woohoo! I love my Lucasade, boys and girls. Now we're gonna get some academic firepower. Chuckle buttons. Woohoo! AronRa, hit your heart out, boy. Chuckle buttons. DPR Jones. Live live. AronRa. I'm only having a bit of fun. Just having my chocolate buns. I love chocolate. I really do love chocolate. Love chocolate. I love Mars bars, I love Snickers, I love Lion bars. This is academic brain power. Love chocolate buttons. I love them. Oops. Whoa! How you doing, folks? Are you all alright? Save them for later. Put them there, we'll get melt, so put them there. Oh, Lucasade, I love Lucasade. Lucasade. This is my documentary, academic paper by Christian Apologist to AronRa.PT. This is my opening introduction of fun. It's fun, AronRa. Have a little bit of fun, mate. You see, when you're the best, you can afford to have a bit of fun. Those who are too serious really haven't got it what it takes. And you're too serious. When you're the best, at the best, you can afford to have a bit of fun. There we are. I enjoyed that, folks. Jean-Baptiste, I love him. Woohoo! He's a great musician, great composer. Love him. I love Baroque. When I do writing, I like to do or have Baroque. Okay, let's get on with the academic paper. Now, when I say academic paper, just get my mobile phone. Just in case the academic world wants to contact me. I'm only joking. I've just been helping my uncle. It's a battery. We think it's a battery. So he's got a new battery. Okay. Now I'm just going to do my paper. And at the moment I'm just looking at research. Okay. So I'll look at my research and then I'll put it in sections. And I'll just talk a little bit every now and again what's on my mind. Excuse me. I love this. I'm a bit of a romantic, you know. Not a romantic as in romancing women, but a romantic in great passion. My My greatest desire in life is to preach the word of God, and thousands of people storm against me and kill me with their machetes and knives as I preach the word of God in Saudi Arabia or something like that. They're romantic, you see. Plato was a genius, wasn't he? Just got a list of stuff I've been looking at Plato. So what? I tell you what, there's a lot of Greek philosophers, you know, not just the Greek like Plato and Aristotle and Socrates, but we've got loads of names here: Pythagoras, Pius, loads. Pythagoras, not Pythagoras, and Hippias is a major book of Plato. No, but there is a load of different Greek philosophers about. Here's a quote: "The definition of knowledge is justified true belief. Was widely accepted until 1960. The other day I was reading Edmund Gettier. Gettier argued that there are situations in which one's beliefs may be justified and true, yet fail to be continenced as knowledge." Excuse me. Excuse me. Analytic synthetic distinction. The American philosopher W. Quine. Listen to him, not impressed with him. Empiricism, sense data, idealism. Kant's theory of knowledge, Plato's theory of types. These are just my notes. Coherentism, fallibilism, Bayesian epistemology. Don't think much of Bayesian epistemology, really. Not in historical inquiry. I'll be bringing that up. Bayesian epistemology carries over the presumption from traditional epistemology that the laws of logic are immune. Can't read the rest of my notes on that. Epistemology, Stanford University. Epistemology is the study of knowledge and justified beliefs. Stanford University is a good place to go for philosophy. Got good resources there. If you ever looking at epistemology, philosophy, you've got to go there. So if you're looking at any subject like on Plato or Bayes theory or whatever it is, go on that Stanford. It's really helpful. Evolutionary epistemology, Michael Brady. Feminist epistemology, Elizabeth Anderson. Names in epistemology: Robert Nozick, Simon Blackburn, Timothy Williamson, Susan Hack, Karl Popper, Edmund Gettier, Richmond Kirkham, and Alvin Golden. Robert Nozick, American political philosopher. He was an interesting person. I listened to something of his. I'm just going through my notes, refreshing my memory, seeing what I need to put in my essay. Quasi-realism, non-fictionalism. Faith and Philosophy by Harvey Cox and Simon Blackburn was an interesting program to listen to. Simon Blackburn said rituals are not important. I'm not so sure about that. I think ritualisms provide a kind of social cohesion. I don't know. That's what Simon Blackburn said. Just going through my notes. Williamson, British philosopher. Getty Casey, Episcopal Logic, Timothy Williamson, University of Oxford. He says this: an eye-catching feature of contemporary analytic philosophy is the argumentative weight placed on thought experiments. That's one of the problems with academic philosophy. It's not based in reality often. Wilfred Sellers, Naturalism and Ontology. Susan Hack on Scientism. Six Signs of Scientism was very, very good. I found very helpful. She had a lot to say about Karl Popper. Scientism, people borrow techniques from science. Scientism brings demarcation, she says. I'll be using some of that in my paper. J.P. Moreland on epistemology. That's the question, how do you know? He says you can. He thinks he's dismantled skepticism, G.P. Moreland, by saying that to refute skepticism, all you have to do is say, do you know if skepticism is true? If the person says, yes, I know my skepticism is true, then they're not really fully skeptics. So that's J.P. Moreland. Helpful, but I don't think I agree with him really. This is helpful because I'll be coming back to this. I'll be using Susan Hack on this. So I'll put this here. Excuse me. So I'm taking Susan Hack out. We'll be using that. atheists are into scientism. They try to use science as to buttress their position. Well, science is neither atheist or Christian in one sense, it's neutral. So for the atheist to try and claim that science is on their side all the time is generating a false authority, really. So that's why Susan Hack's really helpful in combating this atheist scientism. I think it's Hack, or it's Hake. H-A-A-C-C-K. So I'm just putting my stuff there in the list. So we've got a lot of notes, folks, a lot of things. So I'm just getting my material ready for my essay. Things that I want to use. These are the lectures by Dr. Balcom, which were very influential in my understanding. Very, very helpful lectures. He's very influential and can't leave him out. Very important. Gathering material, yeah. Dr. Balcom, that's Paul Ricoeur. He's an interesting philosopher. Just read some of his quotes. He says, testimony is reinforced by the promise to testify once more, if required, which engages the reliability of the witness and gives the testament the gravity of an oath. So that's on the issue of testimony. Might be able to use that, I don't know, I'll come back to that. Interpretation is not a distinctive phase within the whole process of historical knowledge. It is a work at all levels, from the testimony and the establishment of archives to exploration in causal or internal terms for the economic sphere to the cultural one. I kind of like that, sounds really good, mate. Not just boundaries of history or science, it emerges that the level of our contemporary conflicts between living and sometimes collectively organised. So I don't know, it might be helpful. I've only got a few quotes of him, a few thoughts on him. But he's certainly an influential philosopher. You can't understand modern thinking in philosophy without reading recurring is really hard. I haven't read much of it, to be honest. It's very difficult. Bernard Williams, Descartes. Yeah, I weren't impressed by Williams. He's a very clever man. Very, very clever man. John Henry McDowell. Yeah, it's a lecture from a while back on intention action. Very intricate, very detailed, but very, very boring, very, very irrelevant. I don't need that. Ian Hacking, Proof, Truth and Minds. I need this for my paper. It's on epistemology of mathematics. I need him. Side Rogengate. My notes on side. These are his 2 lectures on dependent space. I don't need size of notes because I've got a stack of notes on by Greg Banson that I'll be using, so anyway, those are notes by Sai on apologetics, so I don't need them at the moment. Lectures by Greg Banson, lecture 1. Did a lot of work on him recently. I think these are the ones on Van Til, aren't they? So they'll be helpful, but I've got other notes of him that I can come back to. Melvin Bragg, literary critic. What's it on? Pragmatism. I don't think I'll be needing Pragmatist. Pragmatists such as Dewey and people like that are discussed in the Melvin Bragg radio, BBC radio. William Wayne Craig here. So far I've got about 8 groups of papers that I'm not going to be using. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 sets of notes that I'm going to be using so far. So this is a debate by William Lane Craig and Richard Carey. I'll definitely be using that. I think this is by Pannenberg. I'm just wondering where I got this from. Pannenberg, German argument under Pannenberg. Don't know who this is. I think it's Pannenberg. I wonder where. Oh, I didn't give it a book reference on that one, so I'll have to give that a miss. I think it was the German theologian Pannenberg on that one. So who's this? Need to know who this is? I don't know. I think this is probably Habermas. Yeah, probably. I think this is probably Habermas and Anthony Flew, really. I've got quite a bit of Flew, Habermas, so I'll give that one a miss. Next, so it's a bit of an old essay. I'll keep that just in case. My urban projects might come in handy. Surprise, William Lane Craig. T. Wright. Peter Williams. Who's this? Quite a bit in these notes, E.P. Saunders. Craig Evans, helpful notes. He's a good scholar, Craig Evans. So these are so far the notes that are going into my paper so far. These are the notes that I've sifted through that I don't need. So far. Schaefer on the history of J.P. Morland. Excuse me? Some notes on empty right there, but I won't use them. Notes on Cornelius' life, Van Til's life. Of free will, so that will be helpful. So now I've got this one. So we're just sorting out what I need at the moment. Okay.